Anything different than what you've seen so far?
Not different. It's just, I think they play their scheme extremely well. They do a good job. You can tell techniques sound. They're fundamentally techniques. Just a very good, solid football team.
Is there anything that told you it's going to be a day like it was on Saturday going into it?
No, you knew you had a challenge with Iowa's defense, and I knew going in it would be the toughest challenge of the year. I think they're legit on defense, particularly up front. But I also thought we had a really good week of practice. So for me to sit here and tell you that I'm not disappointed, extremely disappointed in that we didn't do more than what we did. But I knew it would be an uphill challenge based upon what we're facing, and but was disappointed that we didn't get more done than what we did.
How much were you missing Reggie?
I mean, it hurts. You see, Reggie's been probably our most consistent football player all year, and he's not just consistent. He's also provide you the big plays, and we kind of lacked that Saturday. And I knew even with Reggie in there, it would probably be less big plays than what's been throughout the course of the year, just because their front was so good. But I knew he'd give us a chance. But I was proud of Ray. Ray came in and ran hard. I know he wanted to fumble back. We all do because it turned into points. But Ray ran the ball extremely hard, and I was proud of him for doing that.
Rod, what did you see from AJ on Saturday?
He's trying to trying to make some things happen. Just because we were struggling, and I think there was some good and there was some bad. But A.J. Bush has played his guts out against Nebraska. He played his guts out against Minnesota, and I'm gonna stick with A.J. for as long as we can because of what he showed me. Again, and I know I got guys behind him who can play as well. But to me, it was senior night. I wanted I wanted to have a good feeling going in. I thought he had a great week of practice. So I was going to hang as long as we could, and that's what we decided to do.
Coach, you about the offensive line performance?
Once again, you're going against a very good defensive line, so I'm going to give them a lot of credit because they did some good things. We could have played better. There were some times where we did some good things and covered them up, but there were some times where they got after our tail, and I think what it shows you is we need another year of weight room. We need another year of getting bigger and stronger because those were some grown men that we were going against, some older guys, and we still got some development to go.
Rod, in that 2 minute and 7 second span where we went from 7-0 to 28-0, how did that change your game plan and what you had to do?
It changes because, now you're behind the 8 ball. I don't want to say it takes you out of your element, but it's going to be tough sledding because of who they are, because they're not going to be able to defend the run probably better than anybody we've played this year. So it makes you have to come out of your comfort zone a little bit, and that's hence why I said we forced a couple of things, and I think it's just because we was trying to make some plays at times and trying to get some plays back and get back into it to try to help our defense, and unfortunately we didn't, so I was disappointed.
What do you think of your wide receiver play?
It's like everything. Nobody was good Saturday. I mean, we go through what we did. There was nobody up to standard or par Saturday. So,
those stretches there where they go from 7-0 to 28-0.
Yeah.
Talk about momentum. Is that something just as they get older, kids are able to snap out of that and kind of stop that bleeding there? Or how does that stop?
Yeah, I think it does come with experience, obviously. Obviously, if you can go tit for tat and score with them, you eliminate some of that, or you stop the bleeding, or at least cease it for a bit to give your defense a breath. We couldn't get the rhythm. We couldn't get a first down to get us in an offensive rhythm to get going. And I think that's credit to Iowa's defense. They did a great job. But that's where we struggled was not getting first downs. You're not getting into a rhythm to allow yourself to make plays, get your quarterback into a rhythm, get your offense into a rhythm, and then also help your defense. I mean, let's face it. I want to play complementary football. I don't want to be known as just a guy that goes fast, and that's what we do. I want to make sure we're complementing our defense, and our defense complements us, because to me, that's how you win. And we didn't help our defense this Saturday.
What kind of approach do you take with your team this week? Is it different at all? Do you try to get on them, or do you try and be more encouraging, or do what you do all the time?
Well, you just go to work, first off. Second thing is, there's times for chew and tell, and there's times for uplifting, pats on the back. And, our kids are competitive, I think. They don't need to have their tails ripped right now because everybody else is probably ripping their tails enough, and they know what they did wrong. And if it means enough to them, then you don't have to do that. Now, if you got guys in the locker room laughing, joking, not caring, that's a whole different story. We didn't have that. We got some guys that hurts, and it's embarrassing. They should be embarrassed because I'm embarrassed. And, but I didn't see that Saturday. I didn't see that on Sunday. I seen our guys be ready to come back and get work today.
What impact did Iowa's front kind of have on taking guys out of what you want to do offensively?
A lot. They were really good. Give them a lot of credit. It's the best defensive front we've played all year. I think it's the best defense we've played all year. And they are a lot better than their record. I know I've said that a couple of times, but you look who they've played and the games they've let slip away. They could have very easily been a 9-win, 10-win team. Very easily. And rightfully so. I mean, they're as good as anybody we've played, in my opinion.
Was there something specific that they did, like kind of keeping you guys from getting out on the edge or just?
Yeah, beat you up.
Final game for the seniors. What has Nick Allegretti meant to this offense, and where does he kind of stack up with some of the other offensive linemen you've coached in your career?
Nicky's a warrior, man. I wish we had him for another year. I wish we, not that I wouldn't, I'd love to have 5 Nicky Allegrettis, I just wish I could coach him another year, Nicky's a guy that to me, he's been through a lot, deserves some good things to happen for him, and I think he's had individually a really good career, and he's going to be a successful story wherever he goes, whatever he does once he gets done. But I think a lot of the person, I think a lot of the player, and I'd love to have him for another year.
Coach, what does Austin Roberts kind of mean to you? He was a guy who thought maybe he didn't fit in this offense, and he's kind of done everything you want.
He's the same, man. Love that kid to death. Everybody has a role. Some people's roles are bigger than others. And Austin knows what his role is. And not only does he know it, he embraces it. And he goes out and he does all the dirty work. He does all, he doesn't have he doesn't get the fancy headlines, but that's why I love that dude, because he embraces it, and he knows who he is, and does a hell of a job, I think, at his position. So, and he is a no-nonsense, come to work every day. I wish I had Austin back for another year, just because of the mentality that he brings. I mean, some of these guys, I wish I had another year with them, because I think, to me, as bad as it was Saturday, the days are coming. I'm just telling you, we see it. The days are coming, and I wish they were here to experience it when it happens.
What makes you say that?
What makes me see it? I see it in practice. I've seen us grow in practice from fall camp, from spring ball to where we are now. Obviously, there's things that we have to address in recruiting. There's things we got to address for on game day to have that correlate from practice field to game field. Some of that will be just experience alone, but it's coming.
Chance McLaughlin, it doesn't fall under your sphere outside of being a pretty good point scorer, but just have a guy like that on this team, what has he meant to, says another one of those guys just kind of goes to work?
Yeah, Chase is, same thing. I'd love to have him back, because it's a good feeling to know that, if you get close, it's like a golfer, right? If you get somewhere close on the fringe, you got a shot, right? That's the way he is. You ain't got to be on the fringe. You get the hell back, and he's still not giving you points. Great kid. He's the first one that comes up and gives me daps after every team meeting. He just love the kid to death. Love what he stands for. He's a great ambassador for Illinois.
Maybe this past Saturday notwithstanding, did you find that maybe the balance you wanted between trying them out for field goals and PATs? As the season progressed, I know he's out there a lot for field goals early.
Yeah. Well, besides Saturday, we've gotten better at that. And I want him kicking extra points rather than field goals, to be honest with you. I've said that, but Saturday we didn't get a chance to do either, which is very disappointing, and very disappointing. So, but I think anytime you have a guy like Chase, to me that's a weapon that you got to take advantage of, and don't be don't be afraid to utilize him, you know, when he's in his zone.
I know that Reggie got hurt early, but how much did it hurt not having Dre Brown too as another running back and get outside the tackles a little bit?
Well, it's, you know, I thought Dre's had a good year for us so far, and you know, it did. It's, you know, you're down your top 3 backs in Reggie and Mike Epstein and Dre, and then of course Reggie's, you know, right in that group. So, you know, I have faith in Reggie, or not Reggie, but Ray. We have faith in Ray, and you know, he come in, ran hard, did good, but you're talking about one guy now. Now you dip down into the freshman who, you know, who's been getting some reps but very limited reps. So that's kind of where we were.
Was there any thought to giving maybe Matt Robinson a little bit of time late in that game?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I've thought about it, but at the same time, you know, I wanted to, you know, once we got to the point, I wanted to get MJ some reps. We've already got to the games. Matt's got another game he can play in. You know what I mean? Before we don't have to trigger the redshirt thing. So you gotta be, you know, we want to be careful. I don't want to just give him reps just to do it. If we got, you know, just to burn time. But you know, it always goes into your thought process.